Hello, coffee camping, Philippines Diliman. I have stuff and things that I took from my house in order to facilitate these activities. Am I fucking insane? Yes. Do I know what I'm doing? No, I do not know what I'm doing. It's just my sincerest hope in life that no one asks me to fucking leave. Where people feel shame, I feel shame. Don't fucking perceive me, God. Okay. We are in the University of the Philippines Diliman. This is the university I attended. Welcome to Coffee Camping, the show where we drink coffee and work camping. So basically the idea is to have coffee in the great outdoors. We're enjoying ourselves making a nice coffee, being in the moment and being outside. So I think it's close enough to camping that I can say it's camping. It's the start of a series, and this is like the first episode. Let's make coffee. Noise. Look at that. I think there's a bug in the milk. Wow. Nature. No. My milk is spilling. We're doing so bad. I don't understand how to froth milk. I'm so bad at this. It's a cloud. So, coffee camping. Cheers. It could be better. I think I went too hard on the heat. It's a little over extracted. So we're outside. We're drinking coffee. We're being in the moment. The sun is setting. I went to this university. Once upon a time, and I wanted to return to, remember where I was, who I was, where I came from, all that jazz. And I think that's one of the primary objectives here at Coffee Camping. My name is Ace. This is Coffee Camping. We're outside. We're at the University of the Philippines Diliman. I felt, and maybe a lot of people feel the same way that I do, in that I simply was a much better person back then, when I was younger, stronger, more spry, more capable of things. As part of like coffee camping, as I want to go out, and because I don't go out much, so the goal is to be able to go out more, to force myself out there more. And what way to convince myself to go out than to like drink coffee? Because one of the greatest things about drinking coffee is like the ritual of it. You're out there, you're doing something, you're being very deliberate about what you're doing, how you're preparing your coffee, how you're enjoying your coffee. And I want to be deliberate about the world around me. And I want to regain the sense of awareness of my place in the world. And I want to figure out why I'm alive. Big questions for this coffee, huh? When I was in college, I felt like I was stronger, I was better, and I think it's a feeling that a lot of people frankly relate to. Maybe like you peaked. I felt like I peaked. I feel like, the person I was then, I'll never be that person again, and it's a bad thing. I feel like the person I am now is a shadow of that person, and it's making me sad. So I come here to remember, what was it about this place? What was it about that time that made me feel that way? If I think about it, I wasn't actually really good at school. I was pretty bad at school, actually. I was pretty bad at college. I was in college for like a long ass time because the first degree I'd gotten into, electrical engineering, that didn't pan out because I'm not smart enough for it. I couldn't do it. But actually, it wasn't that I wasn't smart enough for it. It was just, it wasn't what I was good at doing. It wasn't what I was meant to do, if that makes sense. I wasn't built for it. It's not the kind of intelligence I possessed. And I was able to shift. After 4 years of slamming myself against the wall, I was able to shift into a different course. I was able to go into creative writing. Of course, she's an English major. And I managed to graduate pretty good, actually. I did well. I did fine, if I say so myself. And I guess it was a matter of finding things that you actually do well with. And it's a matter of understanding yourself and where your skills are, actually. And this was around the time I discovered lifting, and I found out I was pretty good at that too. And I guess that's why I felt like I was the best I could ever be, because I was in a position where I'd finally found like a place I could click. I made friends that I really got along with, and I felt like I was in a place where I belonged. I made lots of new acquaintances and lifting buddies, and I saw different ways of life, and I was able to compete in powerlifting. And it's suddenly, the world is so much bigger than the place I initially thought it was when I'd first gotten into college. I'm not knocking on like engineering, all right? It's just, it wasn't for me. And at the time I was in engineering, I just remember struggling so hard and wondering how come I couldn't make things work, and asking myself, like, what's wrong with me that I can't make things work? But then I changed my perspective. I changed where I was, and I found that, as it turns out, sometimes it's just your environment, and there's nothing broken with you fundamentally. It's just that you have to understand that you as a person, you can't just squash yourself into a space that wasn't meant for you. And you know what? That's the exact perspective. See, we're doing great. We're doing great already. We're making headway. And I think that's what I have to realize today. The person I was back in college, she's gone. She's no longer me. And that's okay. That's okay, actually. It is good, actually. Change is good. But the thing is that I have to understand that as I change as a person, I can't necessarily expect myself to fit in or be the way that I always was, obviously, because you changed. This is timely. We're finding perspective. We're trying to find our way in the world. I am a fundamentally different person, and that's okay. And I simply have to find the things that work for me now. There's nothing I can do. I can't return to the way I was. But the way I am now, who I am now, there are things I can do about it. There are things within my power about that. And if there's something I'm not happy with about the way I am now, then it can change. We can change. We can grow. I still don't know what the point of living is. But surprisingly, I felt so stupid. I felt so stupid setting up for this, getting ready, and sitting out here and feeling like, oh god, all these people are fucking staring at me. And then it just clicked to me right now that, like, nobody fucking cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Like, everyone's doing their own thing. Everyone's doing their own lives and their own journeys. They're busy out there, and I'm just like a passing ship in the night. And we're all searching for things to give us meaning in life, and that's great. I feel relaxed right now. This is giving me a lot of perspective. Actually, I wish I was facing that way, because that's where the people are, and that's what's interesting to look at. Because whatever, I'm looking at an empty field right now, but it's still very nice. And I literally touched the grass today. I didn't expect this to kind of work, actually. I wonder where I'm gonna go next. You tell me. Where do you think I should go next? My plan is to also have people to talk to, have guests, and we'll explore the meaning of life and existence together. And we'll find new perspectives and new ways to look at the world together. This is relaxing. I feel so in the moment. So purposeful. Wow. I can just hear around me all these people. Lots of voices. Lots of people going through and fro. Further down the hill that I'm like staring at, I could see some kids like they're like dancing and they're filming it, and they're going crazy over there. And they're doing so good. And they're really practicing for it and stuff. And it's like, wow. World is full of people. And I wouldn't have remembered this somehow if I was just at home all the time and feeling sad because the place you were and the ways you are kind of invalidate you and whatnot. And you remember that the world is so big, actually, and if the place that you're in isn't fitting you well, then we must find a new place to fit. Sage advice from me right now. Sage advice from me right now. Great coffee. So that's it for this episode of Camping Coffee with Ace. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. Please be nice to me. Please be nice to each other. See y'all next time.